Welcome back to Smart Dollar Mindset, the channel dedicated to helping you achieve financial freedom through smart money habits and investing. Today we're diving into a topic that hits close to home: what I wish I knew about money in my 20s. Your 20s are such a unique decade. You're often stepping into adulthood, figuring out your career, managing independence, and trying to balance enjoying life while also building a foundation for the future. And while most of us are busy chasing experiences, we often overlook the critical financial choices that can set us up for decades of security, or trap us in years of stress. The reality is simple: the habits and decisions you make in your 20s carry far more weight than you might think. The good news is, once you understand what to focus on, you can use this decade to build momentum and set yourself up for long-term wealth. So let's go step by step through the biggest lessons I wish I had known earlier. The power of starting early. The first lesson I wish I knew is just how powerful time is when it comes to money. In your 20s, time is your greatest financial asset, even more valuable than income. Compound interest has the ability to turn small, consistent amounts of money into massive wealth, but only if you start early. For example, imagine investing just $200 a month starting at age 22. By the time you're 60, assuming a 7% average annual return, you'd have over $500,000. If you wait until age 32 to start, you'd end up with less than half of that, even though you're investing the same amount each month. That's the power of compounding. But when you're in your 20s, it's easy to think, I'll start later, when I make more money. The problem is, later often turns into never. The earlier you begin, the more time your money has to work for you. Avoiding lifestyle inflation. Another big mistake people make in their 20s is falling into lifestyle inflation. You get your first real paycheck, and suddenly you feel the urge to upgrade your car, move into a bigger apartment, or buy the latest gadgets. And while it feels good in the short term, it leaves you with nothing left to save or invest. The problem with lifestyle inflation is that it creates a cycle: you spend more as you earn more, and your financial situation never improves. Instead, what I wish I had done was keep my lifestyle modest, even as my income grew, and funnel the difference into savings and investments. Take two people as an example. One earns $60,000 and keeps their expenses at $40,000 a year, saving and investing the extra $20,000. The other earns $80,000 but spends $80,000 because of constant upgrades. 10 years later, the first person has built a financial cushion and investments, while the second has nothing to show for a decade of work. Understanding debt. Debt is another trap I wish I understood better in my 20s. Credit cards, car loans, student loans, it's so easy to accumulate debt without realizing how much it holds you back. Debt doesn't just take money from your future, it also creates constant stress and limits your options. Many young adults think carrying a balance on a credit card isn't a big deal. But with interest rates of 20% or more, that $1,000 balance can quickly grow into $2,000 or $3,000 if you're not careful. I wish I knew that paying off debt as quickly as possible was one of the best investments I could make, because eliminating a 20% interest rate is like earning a guaranteed 20% return. One of the smartest moves you can make in your 20s is to avoid debt whenever possible and aggressively pay down the debt you do have. It frees up your future income and reduces the financial stress that traps so many people well into their 30s and 40s. Budgeting and awareness. In my 20s, I underestimated the power of simply knowing where my money was going. I thought budgeting was restrictive, but in reality, budgeting is freedom. When you know exactly how much is coming in, how much is going out, and where it's going, you can make choices that align with your goals instead of constantly feeling broke. I wish I had tracked every expense, even just for a few months. Doing so reveals patterns you can't see otherwise, like the fact that those daily $10 lunches at work are costing you over $2,000 a year. Budgeting isn't about cutting out everything you love, it's about becoming intentional with your spending. Building an emergency fund. Another critical lesson is the importance of having an emergency fund. In your 20s, unexpected expenses will pop up: car repairs, medical bills, losing a job. Without an emergency fund, you're forced to rely on credit cards, which can spiral into debt quickly. I wish I had saved at least 3 to 6 months worth of expenses earlier. That safety net provides peace of mind and gives you options. It turns unexpected events into minor inconveniences instead of financial disasters. Investing in yourself. In your 20s, one of the best investments you can make isn't in the stock market, it's in yourself. Skills, education, and personal development pay the highest returns because they increase your earning potential for decades. I wish I had spent more time learning about investing, building skills in areas like communication and leadership, and developing side hustles that could grow into businesses. The earlier you start investing in yourself, the more opportunities you create for financial growth in the future. The importance of saying no. One of the hardest lessons to learn in your 20s is that you can't say yes to everything. Friends may invite you on expensive trips, coworkers may encourage you to go out for drinks every night, and social media constantly pressures you to keep up with trends. I wish I knew that saying no to unnecessary expenses wasn't selfish, it was smart. Every time you say no to something that doesn't align with your goals, you're saying yes to financial freedom. Short-term fun versus long-term wealth. Your 20s are often seen as the time to enjoy life, and while that's true, it doesn't mean you should ignore your future. What I wish I knew is that it's possible to balance both. You can have fun and still be smart with your money. The key is prioritizing. Instead of spending hundreds every month on things I barely remember, I wish I had saved for the experiences that truly mattered. Vacations with close friends, courses that improved my skills, or investments that would pay me for years to come. Investing early and consistently. Perhaps the single biggest regret many people have is not investing earlier. I thought investing required thousands of dollars or special knowledge, but the truth is, you can start small and grow over time. Even $50 or $100 a month makes a difference when you start early. By investing consistently, you build wealth slowly and steadily. And the beauty is, you don't need to constantly monitor the market or chase trends. Long-term investing in index funds or retirement accounts is a proven way to grow wealth. Final thoughts. Looking back, what I wish I knew about money in my 20s boils down to this: start early, avoid debt, live below your means, and invest consistently. I wish I had realized that every financial decision is either moving me closer to freedom or keeping me stuck. Your 20s are a golden opportunity to set the tone for the rest of your life. The habits you build now compound over time. Start budgeting, build that emergency fund, pay off debt, and invest in both yourself and your future. Learn to say no to things that don't serve you and yes to opportunities that will grow your wealth and freedom. If you're in your 20s right now, understand this: you have the advantage of time. Use it wisely. If you're past your 20s, it's not too late to start, but if you are young, you can change the trajectory of your entire life by making smart choices now. Thank you for watching Smart Dollar Mindset. If this video helped you gain clarity about money in your 20s, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. This channel is here to guide you toward financial freedom with smart money habits and investing. Together, we can break free from the paycheck to paycheck cycle and build a future of true independence.